All right, technology. Norman and the Ghostseekers. I'm gonna say that again because this thing seems like it's cutting out like a couple seconds in. So Norman and the Ghostseekers. That's this episode's title. And this is the Sullivan Project podcast. I'm your host, Harold Sullivan. I'm going to say that later on too because it's weird. The last three podcasts I've done live streams. Bless you, that's my sister. Sneezing out there. Hopefully I'm talking loud enough to rearrange the stuff in here, trying to get different tables and stuff. Now that I become blind, I want to try to get stuff where it's easier because I can't reach much and I can't see. And so we got the angle pointing this way. So I'm going to try to talk louder. I do know I've noticed I try to mumble or start to mumble once I get concentrate. It's like when Michael Jordan used to stick out his tongue. People have these little things. Some people that they do, and I mumble or I talk lower, and then I forget. You know what I mean? I raise my voice, then I forget what I was going to say because I'm deep in thought. That's how that goes. But yeah, it's cutting out the title every time I say the project podcast, the Sullivan Project podcast. We'll try that again. It's like it's glitching. Uh, I don't know why. But I had a lot going on this week. A lot of updates on stuff. And yeah, I'm getting some new stuff here. Gotta get a new camera. I'm trying to get one that I can use on my own that makes a sound when you hit power on and off and stuff for a blind person that can use. And that can use it. And I'm trying a few different ones from Amazon and places. And a couple of them didn't have no sound when I tried to play back, even on the computer. They were broke or I don't know. So we'll keep trying. I don't give up till I feel like I've done what I could. So I'm gonna get a better camera or a different camera. This one follows people too. So unless you set it a certain way, and I got a remote with it, but I thought that was to work it, but the remote doesn't work it. The people on Amazon have told me that the remote just makes it zoom or turn side to side. It doesn't control the camera. So uh, so this week, yeah, I talked to Lisa, Psychic Lisa from We're All Psychic. I actually posted a link. I posted a link of her last podcast because she mentioned I was going to be coming on. So she sent my name, and I think I'll be Terry too. I was Terry in the last podcast episode. And that night, I heard that uh, because I was talking about emotional stuff last episode about just being you and not let things get you down. So go check that out, number 5 in the podcast, the Sullivan Project podcast. And all this can be found on YouTube, Harold Sullivan 78, and TikTok 78, TikTok Harold Sullivan 78. I have other videos and short things. I may do little short podcast episodes and put them on there as well because you can only do like 10 minutes or less. And then I link stuff to my Facebook, Harold Sullivan period 35. And I also will talk to people. I have the voice stuff set up so I can answer the voice call and audio call on there on the messenger. If you talk to me, call me, and I can call you on there. And my computer will read the messages if you text me on there, but it won't. I can't voice text you back. It's stupid. All this is stupid. I'm going to make up a new segment about stupid stuff too. You know what I mean? Because all day I deal with stupid stuff, and it's just a world. I don't know. I'm not calling anybody stupid. I'm just saying stuff is stupid. So yeah, I talked to Psychic Lisa after that to try to arrange because she said I'm gonna be on the podcast and on the Facebook. I talked to her, uh, and then she just uh, we were gonna set it up, and I don't have Zoom and all that, but I think I got it to work on one of my other devices, a smart device I have. Uh, on here, we just got a black screen. My sister was trying to help me figure it out. But that'd be so easy. Everybody uses Zoom, but I don't have the best stuff. My laptop is cheap, and I didn't know that. And I'm actually paying $100 a month from Rent a Center for that out of my Social Security money. But I don't have the money to go out there and buy a brand new computer. So once it's paid off after a year or something, and I'm paying 3 times as much, and that's how that works. That's something else that's stupid. But what are you going to do? But yeah, I talked to her, and then we're going to set it up for this week, and then after the week, at the beginning of the week, she messaged me and said she was sick and she'll talk to me later, pretty much. So, well, hey, what are you gonna do? And I had that feeling too, but see, I'm going through this. I've always had these empathic things and psychic or whatever you want to call it, high sensory, and since I've been blind, stuff's been kicking in crazy, all the different senses all the time, and but it seems like it goes in phases. So like I started seeing stuff even though I'm blind. Like I said, I was seeing different things, nothing scary. Or don't get all like I'll talk about this sometimes, and I'll talk about it in other episodes. But and then I was hearing things like voices and things. But you're like, oh, I'm going crazy, but that's really you're just picking up. It's like a radio frequency. You're hearing stuff. You know what I mean? It's something from somewhere else. So they're not crazy, and there's other people that go through this, so not just me. So if you got this going on, let me know. If you want to talk about this, any other stuff, or you want to be a guest, or I talk about catfish on here, stuff true catfish, too real for TV. I also talk about paranormal, supernatural, metaphysical, spiritual, sports, entertainment, movies, music, art, anything, food, whatever. You can come on and talk to me. We'll set it up in some way. We'll get a device going or audio, whatever. I can do it, whatever. We'll do it. And or if you have stuff you want uh, a guest and I to talk about, let me know. But yeah, the phase I'm in now is knowing stuff. So it was different phases. Now I'm knowing stuff. But it's like I know stuff's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And I kind of had a feeling. I didn't want to say I knew she was going to get sick, but I just had a feeling uh, some, something wasn't going to happen, or for some reason. But that's okay. We'll do it when she can, when she's ready. I'm glad she contacted me back. It's been a while, almost a year. I listened to that podcast, and I'm like, man, I need because I want to help people and talk. I'm like, that's what I want to do with the rest of my life. I've been through so much. I just remember more people that died. I've been close to death 30 sometimes, and I've had 30 some people die in my life, and I'm more there. I'm in some other place, and I sit here blind in the dark most of the time now. And a couple of days ago, I was after or right before I talked to her, I was nodding off, right, and she said I I was hearing. Or I saw what was oh okay, that's right. I saw like a radar thing the day before that or right before that when I had nodded off. What happens is I'll just actually I close my eyes again. That's how I concentrate more. I close my eyes because I'm blind now. But what happens is I'll go like almost into a sleepy thing. I close my eyes and then I'll come back out. But when that happens is I'll hear something or I'll go somewhere. Or it's just or I'll see something. Yeah. Uh, And so I talked to her and I told her because I had saw some kind of radar, but she didn't know if that really meant anything to her. But before that, the day before that, when I nodded off, I heard two women like a conversation right in the back of my mind. Like I nodded off again for a second, and then I asked her when I talked to her. I said because she has a friend who's on the podcast with her. We're all psychic.com is the name of the website. I'm promoting them. I'm going to believe that they do the same for me, and I can get on theirs and they'll come on mine. How we got to do it, but it ain't all about that. I want to help people, and the more people I get to listen to this, that's all. That's what it's about. It's about people not feeling so alone, or feeling isolated, or different, or whatever. We're all from the same thing. Period. And you're not a mistake or not an accident because you're disabled or you're a different color or a certain age or race, whatever. Anything that's not the same, and nothing's the same. Period. Anyways, like, so what are you talking about? Why do you feel different when nothing is the same? I mean, this is deep stuff that I'm into here, you know. But yeah, if she wants to do it, if not, I'm doing this myself. This is number 6 episode. I got a couple people coming up. Norman, I'm going to mention is Randy's brother who passed away. Randy's going to be coming up on the podcast, and Greg. Uh, but yeah, so that's the update on the podcast. Oh, Misty. Yeah, oh yeah, the conversation. Yeah, Misty. I asked her. I said, she said, oh, I talked to Misty and told her what you said, and she was about to cry because I had thanked them. If you listen to the last podcast, you'll hear what happened. But she told Misty, and guess what? I asked her what time of day. I said, was it around noon, around lunchtime, whatever? And you called her on the phone, and she said, "Yeah, I heard the phone conversation in my room here. I nodded off and heard both of them talking." I mean, that's amazing. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it because that's how I am right now. Like I'm starting to see the light, literally, and it was black before, but I see light sometimes. I'm seeing color, like aura. This ain't for no joke. This is for real, people. But yeah, I heard the conversation. I told her that, and she was amazed. I said, "Yes, I heard y'all from wherever I was. I don't know, but I heard them." So that means other things I'm hearing. I don't know. I don't know if it's spirits, ghosts, whatever, or if it's somebody else talking on phones, or in other states or countries, or just people's conversations. I'm picking up things. So I got audio. I got it all going. But right now it's the knowing. So that was the newest knowing. And then, well, today I had some, but I could be on here forever just telling you. See, and this is another thing right here. Don't say psychics are not real because things get messed up in their life or they're not perfect. You know what? Because if you know something's going to happen and you say it, that changes things, or that could change things. So, and I know that now. So I have more respect for people, and I know when they're real because I've always had that lie detector, or that I've always had the feeling thing. So I know if a psychic's telling me the truth. Period, and they're going to know that I'm for real too if they're real. And so I, I know you just can't be going out blurring out everything. So just because they say something or don't say something, don't mean they're fake or they're wrong. Because when they tell you something, you could change what happens, and then we have free will. They're right. They could be right at that moment, or things change because other things change in their life. They have no control over that. So at that moment, they could be telling you the truth. So don't say if they're wrong or fake. I'm not saying they're all right or wrong because I haven't been convinced 100% as far as somebody's right all the time about being a psychic. No. But I have been convinced that certain people have certain things that they have extra, or that we all have, we just don't know. But again, the clearer and cleaner you get, you'll pick it up and you can do it like I'm doing it. You got to do research, you unlock it. You know what I mean? Quit doing bad stuff, quit eating bad. You know, try to not just eat and drink, drug and all that. You got to get clean. Then your perception will kick in. You'll listen to your intuition more. There's a such word as intuition. That's what psychic is basically, but it means everything. It's all connected, everything. You know. So so let me get into some other stuff, and I want to get to Norm uh, before I go because he was very important to me, and he passed away, and I didn't know him very well. That's sad, you know. But I'm going to try to play a video back again. Harold Sullivan, 78 on YouTube and TikTok. Harold Sullivan period 35 on Facebook, and this is the Sullivan Project podcast. It's all about helping people. And I've been through so many surgeries when I was young. Like I said, I wasn't supposed to make it. I'm 43, and I'm trying. We're all here for a reason, right? Everybody has a story, and you can't judge a book by its cover. And that's another plot of this podcast. So I want to get Norman in here. I got a few things to talk about this rest of this week. Oh, yesterday I had here's some good solid hacks. I'm going to start calling them, or just ways to do stuff if you're poor. And then I have other things that taste. I come up with tasty ideas. So yeah, there's this cheese called cheddar bacon ranch. Might sound nasty. It's the best thing though. So I discovered that years ago at the grocery store, but never bought it. I saw it before I lost my sight, and then I asked my sister to pick me up some kind of cheese that had something like bacon or whatever. See, it's kind of like that coming back. You know, I mean, I'm going back because and it tastes so good at that moment. I just needed it, and I pulled that memory out. I don't know if it was the same one or not, but it had ranch. And if you take that and some roast beef you get from the deli, do that up a little bit with cheese melted on there, even on some plain bread or some good fresh bread with nothing on it, because and you can't really tell. It's like not overwhelming. You can't tell the ranch from and it's in the cheese. It's not like it just tastes good the mixture. So you just put that just like that and boom. And another Sully hack. When I had my own apartment, well, this is a Sully hack. That was just a tasty idea. Uh, when I had my own apartment and I had caregivers coming over years ago, I found something that you could do. I think that was my portal talking because I got that too. That thing. Uh, if you get them crescent rolls, the Pillsbury or whatever in a can, bake them in the oven. There's 12, right? Well, you could do different kinds of things instead of just taking that, making croissants or crescent rolls, whatever you call them. So what we would do is roll them out flat and they come out like a triangle, right? And you can fill them up and then bake them. And then you could even wrap them and freeze them and have like hot pocket or taco, like roll, like taco roll, pepperoni roll. You could put fruit in them. Try different things, chocolate and other stuff. I mean, I'm serious. And then you make them for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and you got like a little hot pocket. You could even put cinnamon and sugar or other kind of like, it's like a little pie. And this is out of crescent rolls. Because especially when you live alone, like I lived alone or whatever, what am I going to do with 12 biscuits or 12 crescent rolls? So what you do is you could make three of one, two or three, of different ones, the crescent rolls, fill them up with a couple of different things, and then you could freeze them. I came up with this all on my own. I was trying to figure out ways to, not waste stuff, but still, hey, I can do the biscuits. So you could do fruit in a couple, you could do pizza stuff in them, you could do tacos, stuff, whatever, pepperoni rolls, and then in the crescent roll it out flat, bake the stuff in there 10, 12 minutes, and then when they're done, wrap them up, cool them off. First, wrap them up in cellophane, or eat them hot like a pie. And then, like I said, put the stuff on the outside, whatever seasoning or sugar, salt, whatever, sugar, pepper, salt, cinnamon, whatever, anything. And wrap them up in cellophane or freezer style. Make sure it's freezer good if you want to freeze them. And then you pull them out and you make them, you got that good to go. So this week, let's see here. Yeah, after I talked to Psychic Lisa, I was going to mention to her I saw a Ferris wheel or something had to do with merry-go-round. I don't know. I don't know if that means anything, but this was something I've been tempted to talk about, so I brought that up. And then I realized about me and different speeds. My whole life, I felt like, see, you can probably tell I'm talking fast. I'm realizing that now if I talk fast. And then when I listen to myself playing it back, because I try to listen to all the podcasts, I want to make sure I want to improve. You got to get better here. I just started doing this. I don't know what to do. Uh, my whole life, it's like I'm moving at a different speed than everybody else. I'm moving faster. Everybody else is moving slower. You know? So it's hard to like come back to this place and be down here with everybody else. Well, we're all frequencies, energies, vibrations. And I just feel like I'm moving at a different speed. And that's what we are. When you're around certain people, you like their energy or their frequency or vibration or an animal or plant or objects. We all have all of it. This is so deep I could get into all that, but that's something that I'm dealing with. I'm on a different frequency or vibration, if that makes sense. So that's another. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember? This is how I take notes.
Here's what you told me. First, Sully hacks. Second, the devil is Man Steve sound technology.
Okay.
Third, different speeds fishing line merry-go-round.
Hey Google, stop. Yeah, that's the Google thing that it might do. I might be able to do zoom on it, but yeah, the devil is man. That came to me the other day too, which I'm sure it's been said, but I feel it needs to be said now too, and it's the truth. Don't talk about Satan or the devil. The devil is man. Yeah, man is the devil. Humans are the devil, not animals. Animals don't do evil to each other. You know what I mean? They do what they got to do to survive, and that's it. But humans, they're the devil. Just like I believe that we're all God. God are we? Because that came to me too. That's another discussion too. Get into deep stuff. You know, uh, God are we? We are God. And then the fishing line thing I want to talk about. That's pretty much. That's kind of like what my stuff is. It's like my stuff is on, and it's just a fishing line floating out. And sometimes it pulls something in, and random. I'm just getting stuff in there. So I need help with the psychic stuff or empath stuff, whatever, clairvoyant, whatever you want to call it. That's not what the podcast is all about, but I'm dealing with that kind of thing, and I want to use it to help people because we all have different things. We're all put here to help people in different ways, and we all have stuff to offer, and that's what I can do. I want to do that. I can recognize things. I can tell people what they feel. I feel people's stuff. I got all that going on. So I wanted to mention that too. Hey Google, what time is it?
The time is 4:44.
So we got about okay. I want to get to Norm's podcast now. The Ghost Seeker, his part of his interview. The Ghostseekers, when I moved to Ambridge in 2007, and I got my own place, I just knew something was up. So, it was crazy stuff going on. I'm in the apartment alone, and doors are being opened and closed, and I'm hearing stuff and feeling stuff. And then I start getting all the equipment, the meters and video cameras. So I got a couple people, 4 or 5 people, including Randy and Greg, who hopefully will be on the podcast soon. Norman passed away, and then Joe Lude, a friend of his, passed away too, who we mentioned in the video. So he yeah, 2 people from that video, and I didn't get to know Norm very long. But another person that passed away recently, or not recently, but a couple of years ago, used to ride the bus to the mall all the time, and I used to talk to him. His name was Steve. I just remembered. So I remember one of the bus drivers telling me he passed away, and he wasn't very old, but he had mental disabilities. I think he was still like a child in the head, but he was probably 50 something years old. He had gray hair and a mustache. Very nice to. He'd open the door for me to get in and out of the mall, and he called me Harold. He knew my name. I mean, you could talk to him. That's what I don't like about people, man, judging people. But yeah, all these people dying. You know what I mean? But I'm calling it my angel list. I'm not going to forget. I try to remember people's names. So let me get to the video here. It's on. I did the call. It's called Ambridge. Is Ambridge, Pennsylvania haunted? I think that's the water thing. It's YouTube. Harold Sullivan 78, and this is a documentary I did about the town of Ambridge I used to live in. And this is a video of Norman. I'm going to play the sound. If you can see, you don't know if you'll be able to see the video. I'm going to try to play the sound from it though, because I don't know what that is, but I want Norman. I want to get some part of him out there. I want to get his voice out there. Voice to the voiceless. I heard once. And he's my buddy. So, hey Google, play Is Ambridge, Pennsylvania haunted? Harold Sullivan 78 on YouTube.
Sure. Haunted by the
I think that sounds like.
Here it is on YouTube.
Hey Google, cancel. Hey Google, play Harold Sullivan 78. Is Ambridge, Pennsylvania haunted? Hey Google, play Harold Sullivan 78. Is Ambridge, Pennsylvania haunted?
Got it. Playing Harold Sullivan 78 is a Pennsylvania haunted on YouTube.
Hey Google, stop. Hey Google, play Harold Sullivan 78. Is Ambridge, Pennsylvania haunted? These things don't work right. It usually works pretty good, unless I'm just not saying the right keywords. Hey Google, can you hear me? Where's the ghost? I didn't even talk because I got ghosts around me all the time. Hey Google, play Harold Sullivan 78. Is Ambridge, Pennsylvania haunted video?
Playing Harold Sullivan 78 is Ambridge, Pennsylvania haunted videos on YouTube.
Okay. Well, that's not it. Hey Google, stop. Hey Google, play Is Ambridge, Pennsylvania haunted video on YouTube. We'll get it.
All right, here's his Ambridge, Pennsylvania haunted videos on YouTube.
That's it. All right. Maybe not. I don't think that's it. Hey Google, cancel. Hey Google, play Harold Sullivan 78. Is Ambridge.
Music on YouTube.
Hey Google, stop. Hey Google, play Harold Sullivan 78. Is Ambridge, Pennsylvania haunted video? Hey Google, play Harold Sullivan 78. Is Ambridge, Pennsylvania haunted video on YouTube? I'm going to get it here. Can you hear me there? Hey Google, play Harold Sullivan 78. Is Ambridge, Pennsylvania haunted video on YouTube?
right, here's Harold Sullivan 78 as Ambridge, Pennsylvania haunted videos on YouTube.
I listened to it 3 times already.
No.
Oh, there we go. Hey, Google, rewind the video to the beginning. We got it now. Hey, Google, turn your volume to 70%. All right, this is it. This is called Is Ambridge, Pennsylvania Haunted? And it's on YouTube. Harold Sullivan, 78. This is the beginning of the video. Hopefully y'all can hear the audio. It's a 2-hour video. I also have part 2, and I have a couple other ones about my apartment and other places. Then 4 or 5 of us got together and did. Without the equipment. See, I got the music going. If y'all know the song, let me know. All right, here's Norman. Love you, Norman.
Oh, it was a dude?
Yeah, it was a general.
Okay, that was his bar.
General Anthony Wayne. Yeah, you know what? If you got Philadelphia,
Anthony
they
Wayne.
have trails, some of his trails in Philadelphia where he started too.
They said he's
Like
the guy
Highway
that,
1 has some stuff that goes along. He started there and he came here. And they have all that's on that plot, you know, blue, yellow.
they said he's the guy that haunts the bowling alley. Anthony Wayne, he got that field there back around
There's a whole bunch of them, man.
there.
That, you know, them old economy people were into they're really into that. They were really into it.
It's pretty, you know, they're attic in that. Yeah,
This is Carl, too, on there.
Yeah, they had a lot of stuff.
Every Halloween they had a radio station there. Like a Halloween night, they were just having a host party on the radio. They held it in inside a place that they claimed it was haunted. They used it like a company that's on it. A girl upstairs and that. And I went up to one day and it was creepy up there. When the radio station was there, I sat there for about 15 minutes. I felt like it was creepy. You didn't see that? Like a child kind of creep. I felt like a child. I mean, a freaking devilish child. Nothing happened though. Mischievous. You know how that one friend of yours when you were 8 years old trying to push you off the side of the hill or something. Oh, that ain't good. Like evil but innocent, yeah. Just to play a game. But it could kill you. It was that one kid that liked to hurt you. Yes. Yeah. That kind of feeling. And what? That was years ago. Nothing happened there when you were there? They said things flew around Mr. Fox and his daughter and that. And got close. A lot of stuff was around. When they closed the bar.
If y'all can't hear this part, please turn it up.
And they had to close the bar down. They used to be like a store.
Yeah, everybody says it too.
Yeah, they all say it's a little kid. It looks like a store outside. There's like benches and stuff. And it feels like whenever I used to go by there, it felt like a whole store. Like, yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
No, I still got about 10 minutes.
No,
Oh,
it is 5 minutes too.
The Bad Anthony's, the bar.
oh boy, well, I need about 10 minutes.
All right, you said 30 minutes, and that's been 30 minutes.
I didn't know it was that quick. Sorry about that. Hopefully it's still on me. Oh,
I'm here with Norman.
there was Norman right here.
He lives down here by Old Economy, and I'm gonna go down around Old Economy and get some footage here of the daylight.
He's got a few spooks in his place.
Yes, we talk about Randy's. And I actually check his place out and in the video on YouTube.
You know?
But this out here ain't nothing like 914.
914.
Scary shit, man.
You and Joe Lude.
Joe lived on the top.
God rest them both. They passed on.
And he come running down the stairs. And then I go up the next day running up. Scary shit. I see stuff in there.
And that was like the haunted,
Scary.
the real haunted house down here across from the high school.
Yeah, it was 914.
Nobody's in there now.
I don't know exactly. I couldn't imagine anybody living in it myself.
Well, what happened there before?
I don't know. I never can understand why there. Why that place? Why? What was it? What is it about that place? Jesus, this is scary. It's not fucking around scary. It's terrifying. And when you're running from something, I mean, you're trying to run away from something. I mean, you're really running.
Yeah.
It's not just something little. Just a big guy. Big guy. It takes a lot.
Yeah, when he said hell, but he lived there too. I couldn't imagine him running from that.
Dude, I mean, there's some scary shit.
Because he's just a mellow dude. He just chills out.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that place was really haunted.
What
Everybody that's lived in there or stayed in there, I said today.
Yeah, what happened? What you saed about the footsteps or whatever?
Well, see, Joe used to sell vacuum cleaners. His boss, Dave, he bought that house.
Yeah.
Him and his wife were in there, and they were painting.
Yeah.
And I seen footsteps go across the paper. They had paper on the floor, and she
Yeah.
ran out, and she never went back in. She was like, never going back in there. So they had to,
Like paint footsteps?
yeah, in the paint.
On the floor.
On the
paper.
paint, yeah, like they were painting,
Yeah.
you're painting,
Yeah,
paint, small things on the
And then
paint.
there was actual footprints in it. Yeah.
She ran out of the house that day and never went back in. So he rented it to me and Joe.
Just moved in. You didn't know what happened? Or he did?
I just didn't believe it. I guess you don't believe it until you live through
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
And it wasn't the same thing. It wasn't all the time. It wasn't the same thing all the time. It was just terrifying. It really was. It's not something it's scary. It's fucking scary.
Well, did you see stuff there?
I think shit that I don't even wish that was like all kind of stuff. Yeah, I see kids, people.
They look just like you or me or what?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
solid.
it seemed like
They were solid. Like they were
they
really
could
there.
run out of where they were and run across into where we were, and then they could just like run back in. And it was just like, what the fuck?
You mean they look different, like they were going into one place and
Like
going back?
just running by and they looked at you like you were looking at them like, what the fuck? They turned back or something.
Like a videotape or
They
something?
slipped out of somewhere.
Yeah,
They
like
went
they-
back into it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
were in different
Like they made a
dimensions or something.
mistake. Yeah. It was like they made a mistake and they would come.
And you could see them.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the heck? And they
Yeah, it
went
was
back.
fun. And you would look and it would be like, it was a little kid with blonde hair. I mean, you don't forget that.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah, all kinds of shit. I seen this kid one time, he had blonde hair, a ball came bouncing across, like, from my bedroom, it was a doorway, like it's
yeah.
it bounced. I'm like, what the hell is this? A little red ball, you know what I mean? And then the kid ran across, got the ball, ran back across with the ball in his hand. He just looked at me and went back across. He was just like, the Dutch boy
Yeah.
paint, the Dutch boy paint can, like that.
Like an old
I mean, the
fashioned
kid's
kid?
hair was yellow, the fucking ball was red. It was there.
It was like
Yeah,
one color, yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, it was really fucking freaky.
It was one of them times of where you
Over and over, just things. Whatever it was, used to hold Joe down a lot.
it was
He used
me.
to with Joe.
It didn't like
It was
him.
fucking scary. It was just something you don't want to.
What about going to investigate that place?
Yeah.
If I could ever get in there.
I never got to there.
I don't think anybody would care to do it. I don't think anybody else would go to the city. I don't know.
You wouldn't want to go back in there again with some equipment
Not really.
for like an hour? It wouldn't take that long because I'd set up like a recorder and just see
I
if
don't
I get any audio.
Some of these places are mild.
We'll see maybe what they
You know what I mean? That's one thing. But that's another. When you're seeing fucking shit.
Start off somewhere small.
You're seeing, you know what I mean? Just hearing. That place, I don't know why that place is so awesome, or what it is that makes it so crazy, or why that place, but either it's setting on something, or there's something where it's in a spot where they just like drift in and out. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Like a doorway or something, yeah.
Something, it's something.
That's what I think
It's
is something
like
to do with my place.
it seems like they would just keep making like mistakes, but the kids or whatever, be like, man, why did I fucking have to see that? You know, you never forget
You
it.
don't forget.
Yeah, forget it. You saw adults too? You saw adults too?
That's fucking scary. You didn't really, a lot of times you didn't see anybody. You could just feel like them holding each other down. You know, it's a scary fucking place. You kind of had to be there for a while to see like the whole show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then once you saw it all, you were
They
like,
got used to you being there.
it wasn't.
My portal's coming off and on, so something might be in there moving around.
You never knew when the
Maybe
next
Norm's
thing
here
was.
with us.
You ever thought what
This episode's dedicated to Norman.
you know, how bad can it get? Well, what can it be? Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, when I took somebody down, that's
We were young kids. I mean,
It's good that you got out of there. How many years ago was that?
we were young kids. But I mean, we weren't
20 years
stupid. We
ago?
drank a lot.
You drank a lot.
Yeah, we drank.
It wasn't alcohol though.
No. Nothing makes you run from upstairs to downstairs, grab hold of them. You can see it in her face.
Yeah, you
Terrified. I mean, scared. It's not
Yeah.
like it's fucking scary. It's not out there in the game. It's scary. You know? Hello?
Hey, Google, stop. Yeah, so Norm passed away shortly after this, and then Joe Lude a few years after that. And Norm, I don't even think was 50 years old, maybe, or so, not even that old, but around that age. Yeah, rest in peace. I mean, but this is a video. That's part of the video, audio from the video. If you can't see the video, that's part of the audio from. Is Ambridge, Pennsylvania. It took me a minute to find it. Yeah, that's what took me off time track. But is Ambridge, Pennsylvania haunted? And that's Harold Sullivan 78 on YouTube. Is that video to see the whole two-hour documentary, real paranormal, all real people, real evidence. Not trying to convince anybody either way. It's just people trying to find out what's up, seek the truth. You know, that's the one thing you got to do. And the truth is out there, like they said on the X-Files. So we're about to sign off here, and then I'll be back on. We're trying to every week. I don't know what's going to be on the next episode. I'm trying to get on that podcast with the psychic, or have her be on mine from the Real Psychic. Again, another shout out to her. But this is the Sullivan Project podcast. Saying that again because I don't know if YouTube's cutting that out or for some reason it seems to keep glitching. Man, I got crazy stuff around me. Yeah, that portal was kicking off and on. It's supposed to be, I don't even think it's supposed to come on unless you touch it, but in here, it constantly comes off and on. And it might have a motion sensor, but I'm not moving. I haven't moved. So it was telling me the time and all that while we were listening to Norm's video. So there's some kind of energy deal going on. But yeah, we're about to go. And I appreciate anybody. Leave subscribe on here, please, so you'll know when I'm coming on and all that and get notifications. Hit me up on Facebook, Harold Sullivan, period 35. Add me. I'll talk to people. I don't judge. I'm good. I'm respectful. Ain't nothing weird. None of that. I'm blind. I'm not blind. I mean, I got nothing to lose. So I found God, and I'm just trying to help people. And I'm not all out there like that. I am Christian, but I'm open to. I'm open. You know what I mean? You can't be closed. Period. If you are, then you're not going to ever grow, and you're not going to learn, you're not going to love. It's hard, it hurts, but sometimes you have to. And then, God he's not on our time. He got his own time. As far as time goes, there's no such thing as that, and I found that out. If you can't see a clock anymore, then, especially after a long time, like it's been blind 15 months now. So you forget in time, like there's no such thing anymore. It's just all dark. So there's no day and night hours when you sleep. My sleep's all been weird, and I'm just changing. My sister would go back to flick off the thing. Yeah, she had walked in. I was on time because I tried to get Nora's video, but it just wouldn't play. And I don't know if I said the same thing twice and got it to work finally, or if I was saying the wrong words. But these smart things, it'll play. You gotta just know what to say to it. You know what I mean? But if I would have had it on there ahead of time and had paused, and I would have had play, it would have went off, and I would have had to redo it again. You know what I mean? Because that's just things are funny. Oh, here, I'll tell you another stupid thing then until she comes in. Earlier, I had an Amazon order yesterday, right? They charged me for it and then refunded the money back. Okay, so I'm calling it back thinking something's wrong. The order's canceled, and they tell me that no, we refund. Uh, we just charged to see if the cart was good. Sometimes they do that, and then they're going to recharge you again when it's shipped. Now I know that they don't charge until it's shipped. Usually, that's a weird thing because that got me off track before. And I've even had them charge me the taxes at a separate charge, which overdrew my account once. Well, it was about to, but I had to call in to cancel the order because they were going to take. It was all messed up, and I got it that same day. Luckily, canceled. But like, who charges you separate taxes? And they're trying to say it's the bank, and the bank says it's them. But that don't matter. And I had to call. And I had to call them back. And literally, I've had to call Amazon 13 times in a row before because you can't get someone you can understand what they're saying. And I don't have nothing against anybody from other countries. Uh, or they can't, they can't spell your name. Like you have to spell out your name and go through all this stuff to verify. And then they tell me they can't help me because I'm blind and they want to send me a text or an email. I can't read it. And I tell them, I say, I call in here all the time. Certain people won't do it. They won't talk to me to help me out just to get information about my account. That's messed up. That's how things work. You can't send me a verification. I can give you my name, email address, phone number, all that stuff. But, like, what's the deal? But no, they said, well, it's charged. It'll be charged again, but you got refunded. It'll be charged again when they ship it. That don't make sense. So, anyway, we're about to go be the light. And love is a choice, and so is to hate. It didn't move, did it? The camera? It's still on me. Okay. Got it.